Here's an awesome new trick on how to do long division. So here's the problem. First, it's how you're thinking about the problem. You're thinking it's too hard. Long division, once you see lots of numbers, 3-digit, 4-digit numbers, it's too big and you shut down and think, I can't do this. Okay. Or there's so many steps in doing the algorithm that you can't remember what's the next thing to do. Or where to put the number. Okay, 5 goes into 3. No, 5 doesn't go into 3. So how many times does 5 go into 31? Am I supposed to add, subtract? And you get lost in the process. Real quick, did you know that middle school is one of the most crucial times in your mathematic learning journey? When we think of kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, middle school is where we have one of our biggest drops as far as grade level proficiency. Students are going from being 38% proficient all the way down to 27% by the time they leave middle school. That's where I come in. For over 17 years, I've been on the front lines of this challenge, teaching grades 6th through 8th grade and Algebra 1, coaching with teachers, leading professional development, and even shaping curriculum at the district and state level. I've seen firsthand where students fall behind, and more importantly, how they can catch up. My approach builds confidence by making math meaningful, relatable, and connected to real-world learning, helping students not only just get through math, but truly master it. Here are 3 things that are going to help you today. First, number 1, make sure you have your multiplication facts memorized. I'm talking 6 times 7 equals 42. You need to have those imprinted in your brain for quick recall. Secondly, you want to make connections with something you already understand. Mathematics is all about connecting to what you know, and we already know multiplication, and more specifically, we know and understand area when we talk about length times width. And so we're going to use that model of area equaling length times width to help us have a visual while we're doing long division. Area is also going to help us with our third tip, which is to draw a picture to make sense of the math. And with area, we can draw a rectangle and think about length times width to make sense of the multiplication and division and how they go hand in hand. All right, let's take a look at the traditional algorithm for long division. If I have 936 divided by 6, so remember our vocabulary words we just referenced. The 6 is the divisor, 936 is the dividend. I like to say this is what goes on the inside of the tent. Okay, so there's my division tent, 6. So I'm going to start off asking myself, how many times does 6 go into 9, my first digit? And it goes in 1 time. 1 times 6 gives me 6, and then I'm going to subtract that from 9. 9 minus 6 gives me 3, and I check. Does 6 fit into 3? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to drop down a 3 and ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 33? And I know that 5 times 6 is 30. And I'm going to subtract again. 33 minus 30 leaves me with 3. And then I'm going to drop down my 6 and ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 36? And it goes in 6. 6 times 6 gives me 36. Once I get to 0, I know that I don't have a remainder or a decimal, and I've come to my answer, 156. Now, often the problem when we do long division problems like this is 1, maintaining place value structure. Students have the tendency to misplace numbers in the wrong place value. Here's our 1s, 10s, and 100s. Okay, the next piece is we did multiple steps here. We have to know kind of what to ask ourselves as we're going through. How many times does 6 go into 9? Then I have to subtract. So many times students maybe might subtract, and then here we're wondering, what do I do next? Oh, I need to bring down the 3. Okay, and we get lost in this big list of steps to get to our answer. Let's do the same problem now using the area model. So we have 900, let's get my pen on. 936 divided by 6. So again, we want to build off of what we already know. So with division, that's building off our understanding of multiplication, our multiplication facts, and our understanding of multiplication as it relates to area. So we know that area equals the length times the width, or you can think of base times height or side times side. Okay, and we're talking about a rectangle in this case. So I'm going to draw my rectangle, and for today's purposes, this rectangle is not drawn to scale, which means there are not 936 square units represented in this area. We can pretend that there is. Okay, my width or side length is 6, and then our unknown amount, I'm going to erase this to have a little more space on the top. Our unknown amount is the length. So we have 6 times our length or unknown amount equals 936. And we know that if I divide by 6 on both sides, I will get the answer to my unknown amount. So here you can see I'm working around my multiples of 6. I have highlighted because we want to think of friendly numbers as we break apart this area of 936. So instead of following the traditional algorithm and following a procedural step-by-step process to find my answer, we're going to make sense of this, the area of this rectangle. So 936, I want to decompose or pull apart this number into more friendly numbers that I know are multiples of 6. So for example, 900, I'm going to think of 300 plus 300 plus 300 would give me 900. And the reason why is because 30 is a friendly number for 6. 6 times 5 equals 30. And if I'm talking about 300, 6 times 300 is 10 times bigger than 30. So 50 would be 10 times bigger than 5. So 6 times 5 would equal 300. And I know if I were to divide 300, okay, divided by 6 would give me 50. Okay, so each of these parts of the entire length, here's my entire length, each of these parts, I am decomposing or breaking my 936 into more friendly numbers. So I have 50 plus 50 plus 50, and then what's remaining still is this 36. Okay, and 36 again is one of our friendly numbers. It's a multiple of 6. Okay, and it goes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So 6 times 6 would give me 36. So this part of my area is 36, and this, if I measured this side length, it would be 6. So now I've broken my 936 into easier chunks that I can divide simply in my head with friendly numbers, and I have all of my lengths here broken up into pieces. So when I decompose, I want to put it all back together again and add them up. So I'm going to add 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 6, and I get 156. And that is the missing side length, which is the same number we got with the algorithm. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try. So I'm going to give you a new problem, 380 divided by 5, and I want you to start off with the area model. So remember, we're connecting this to what we know about multiplication, and area is length times width. Okay, and it gives us this space inside of our rectangle. So that is represented by 380, and then one of our side lengths is 5. You are solving for this missing length. Okay, and we want to think of, we're decomposing 380. We want to think of our multiples of 5 are going to help us to identify. Remember, we're not just picking random numbers that we want to break this up into. We want to think strategically like a mathematician and think of those friendly numbers that are multiples of 5. Okay, and since we do have a 3-digit number, 380, you might even want to make each of the multiples 10 times greater. So you can visually see some of those connections, okay, and then break it apart using some of these multiples. Once you're finished, go ahead and check your answer Using the regular algorithm of long division, 380 is your dividend, divided by 5 the divisor, and see if you get the same answer. Go ahead and give it a try. How did you do? Let's go ahead and take a look and see how you did. 380 divided by 5 is the problem, and we're using the area model. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my rectangle here for the area is represented in this problem with 380. Okay, and one of my side lengths is 5, and then this is the length that we are trying to solve for here in the red. So 380, I want to decompose or break this number apart into friendly numbers. And what's going to help me recognize friendly numbers is by thinking of my multiples of 5. And the reason why we're picking 5 is because that's our divisor right here, 5. So our multiples of 5, you can have them listed out here, or you should have them memorized so you can easily just mentally recall. Okay, and then I started taking those multiples and multiplying them times 10 since I have a 3-digit number. Okay, 380, and then I can look at 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. You could use any of these to break it down apart, except the 400 because it's too big. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and go with 300 because it's easy for me to do the math and decomposing that number. 300 plus 80 would give me 380. I have not changed the area whatsoever inside my rectangle. I am just breaking the number apart into friendly numbers. Okay, so we have our friendly numbers that are both multiples of 5, 300 and 80. If you can't recall 80 off the top of your head, we can even break this down further to 40 plus 40. Okay, and this is representing, again, if I look at area, this section would be 40, and this section would be 40, okay, and then the rest would be 300. So here's 300, and then each of these sections would both be 40. All right, so now I have these friendly numbers. I know that 300 divided by 5 is 60, and I know that because 30 divided by 5 is 6, and 300 is 10 times bigger. So 10 times bigger than 6 would be 60. And then 40 divided by 5 is 8, plus 40 divided by 5 again is 8. Okay, and this x was here before, representing our unknown side length. I'm going to get rid of that because now we are going to know what that side length is. It is 60. Right here is this rectangle, okay, with the area of 300. This portion of it is 60 plus 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is going to give me 16, and 16 plus 60 gives me a side length of 78. So our answer is 78. Let's check it with the traditional algorithm down here. 380 divided by 5. 5 goes into 38 7 times. 7 because 7 times 5 is 35. I would have 3 left over. Bring down the 0. 5 goes into 30 6 times evenly. 6 times 5 gives me 30, and I have no remainder, 0. My answer is 76, and of course this is why we check our answer. It's not 78. 8 plus 8 is 16, not 18. I even wrote it right here. So we have 76 for our answer, and it's a good thing we checked. We made a minor brain fart, and now we know 76 is that missing side length. Today you learned a new trick for long division, and that's using the area model. Most of us are familiar with using the algorithm, and today we looked at 3 different things that are going to help us make more connections and build a deeper understanding of mathematics when it comes to division. The first thing we reviewed to help you is to make sure you have those multiplication facts memorized. Being fluent with your multiplication times tables is really going to help you doing long division. The second piece is that we want to make connections. And so as we dive into division, we're connecting back to what we already know and understand about multiplication. And that concrete conceptual piece of that is looking at area. We know that length times width gives us an area, and that gives us a visual. And so the third trick, or the third thing we learned, was using area model for division. What's so great about the area model is that there's multiple entry points. As long as you are making friendly numbers of your multiple, you can look at different ways to break up that area instead of just having one concrete way with the algorithm. So we looked at not just how it works by using the algorithm, but we also understood why it works by visually seeing and connecting it to real life application with area. Math is all about believing yourself. It starts with a simple thought: I can do math. From there, it's about connecting new ideas to what you already know, making sense of not just knowing how, but why, and applying that to real life. Along the way, mistakes will happen, but they're not setbacks, they're just stepping stones. Every problem has a solution if you're willing to put in the work and not give up. Build the mindset of a problem solver, because in math and in life, working smarter, not harder, starts with believing you can.